What's cracking, everybody? It's the People's Champ in the building. You know what I'm saying? Mr. 18, y'all already know what it is. Now, reason why I'm making this video is I get a lot of requests, a lot of questions asked about how you start a business and this and that and all of this. Now, I made a video before about this. The question is, not the question. The answer to how do you start a business, I don't know. I know how I started my business. Now, the one thing that I do know is if you're trying to do any business that pertains apparel, merchandise, period, you will want a real good team around you because it's around the clock work for one. And another thing you would need is popularity. If you're not popular, I don't care how good your product is, how nice your merchandise is. Outside of the twos and fews, no one will buy your merchandise. Nobody will purchase your things. Why? Is because popularity is what sells. You know what I'm saying? And the one thing that helped me be able to become popular is I opened up my home to you guys. I told you guys my story. And not only did I tell you guys my story, I actually walked y'all through some of the streets throughout my documentary. You know what I'm saying? Throughout my daily activities and stuff that I do now. So that's the one thing that made Mack Truck popular, is because I have a story. And my story is not fabricated. You know what I'm saying? I'm quite sure now a lot of you guys realize that when Mack Truck say something, he mean it. When he put his word on it, he mean it. You know what I'm saying? That's just the type of person I am. I was taught a long time ago, a man's word is pretty much all he has at the end of the day. You see what I'm saying? So that's why when I say something, I stand on it. You know, it takes a lot for me to even go against my word, you know. So what I did was I watched everybody from rappers, singers, ball players, teachers, janitors, hobos on the streets begging for change. I watched everyone. And what I noticed is the rappers, the singers, they was popular, but they didn't really make the money because the contracts they was up under. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like being sponsored by a company. Why would I want to be sponsored by a company when I'm the one that they're paying to market their merchandise? A lot of athletes, a lot of actors, a lot of people don't realize that and understand that part of business, that if a person is willing to pay you to do something, why not do it yourself? Pay yourself to do it. So I had that mentality from watching everybody else, because I look and I learn from other people's, and I learn from other folks' mistakes. You know what I'm saying? That's what helped me not make so many mistakes in life. And I don't care about the mistakes that I make, because I learn from them. And when I don't learn from the mistakes, they repeat itself until I realize, like, oh, okay, I need to figure out what it is I'm doing wrong. Sorry about that. Try to take a nap. Sonic came over here, woke me the hell up. Then my kids was trying to be loud. One of the fish died in a tank. Two of the koi fish and Chinese fighter fish jumped one of the other fish. Like the three of them, they've been just picking off the other fish like left to right. And the pet man was like, "Oh, they're all gonna get along." I learned the mistake from that. Don't put those type of fish up in there. So what I will do is put like maybe another koi fish or something like that, but not going to put another Chinese fighting fish, because those two, you're going to wake up, one is going to be dead. Okay, anyway, I veered off. That's what my mind do. My mind is always going. So I looked at everybody else mistakes and then the plays that they make that work. So that's when I realized, like, damn, what did this person do to get the fans? For instance, what did Rich Piana do to win over his supporters? It wasn't his look. His look, let's understand this, looks will only get a person to just do this. After a while, it become boring, right? So let's not say his looks, probably, yeah, his looks got you over there. But what did Rich Piana do to become popular, to get his fans? You know, this is what Mack Truck is, you know, looking at. He gave a story. He told his story, you know. Regardless if I say he was telling the truth or not, he still told a story. He gave you guys a story. You know what I'm saying? And with that story, that's what make a person feel close. You know, that's when it becomes more of a team thing. Like you feel a part of that person's life. That's just like Cali Muscle. What did Cali Muscle do? He gave you a story. Now with Cali's story, it touched home with a lot of peoples that actually, you know, live in the struggle, living in poverty, you know, can't find a way out. You know what I'm saying? Those that got nothing don't know if they gonna ever get that shot to get something. That's what Cali's story did. Cali's story created that glimmer of hope. Because it was like, damn, this man been in prison for, you know, 8 to 10 years consistently. And he got out and he took a chance on himself and did something that worked. So it's hope for me. You see what I'm saying? So it's about creating a story. So if you gonna start your business and you know that you ain't got the funds to put into a athlete that's willing, that's popular, that's willing to help you with your brand, you got to create a story. And I'm not saying come up with this old extravagant story. No, you got to be honest and truthful, because the one thing that us supporters, and I am still a supporter of so many, the one thing that us supporters can't stand and we hate with a passion is when we find out a person was a fraud and lied, you know, been lying and stuff, trying to create an image of something that they're not. And then you end up with this whole gym girl situation, how, you know, we all thought that they were real. And they try so hard to make it and try to expose Mack Truck. And that's why so many of you guys are still there. And that's why we're about to be reaching 23,000 subscribers on YouTube, is because everything they try to expose me with, guess what? I already put that story out there. And then we bust a bubble when I pulled up on my little cousin, like I said I was going to do. And both of us was just, you know, trying to get our points across. He took a crazy approach about it, but his approach at the end of the day, it made sense. You see what I'm saying? So that's what real G is supposed to do. You supposed to call a motherfucker out and like, hey, you out of pocket. Same different like what I tried to do with Cali. He did the same thing. He did the same exact thing to me. The same thing that I did to Cali Muscle. And I can do nothing but respect that. But at the same time, I can still let him know, like, I'm trying. You see what I'm saying? So you got to make sure that your story makes sense and that it's honest and that you're truthful and that you're not just blowing smoke up a person's asshole just to win them over. And then that's when you become like Rich Piana. You being exposed like, damn, we all thought that he was this MMA tough guy, you know, lived from the hard knock life, you know. And when we found out he wasn't, that's when so many of us was like, damn, but he's so likable. You know, you're not going to fully turn your back on the man. You know what I'm saying? So that's the number one thing. A story. You got to have a story to go with whatever it is you're trying to promote. You know, if you don't have a story with something you're promoting, you're not going to get far. We could go back as far as how Jehovah's Witnesses be knocking on your door. Yes, I want to know if we can share this pamphlet. Do you know that Jesus Christ and Old Man Henry, and you know, they come up with a story for you. And then what they do to you, got you like, you want to tell them go somewhere, but then you stuck listening to it. You see? And they've been going on for decades and decades and decades with knocking on people's doors and preaching their word and all of this. And they only doing it because it's working for them. If it wasn't working for them, they wouldn't be doing it. So the number one thing y'all need to work on before even spending y'all money on some merchandise, before y'all even be getting logos made, before you even go try to get a business ID number, before you try to get a corporate or LLC or whatever, build your foundation with your story. But y'all ain't got to take Mack Truck, information for it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't nothing but a man trying to build mines, for everybody else around me can enjoy the road that I'm paving. That's it. I'm just doing my part. So I'm about to get up out of here. I'll holler at y'all later. Now to my new subscribers that just started following me, understand, when I do that, the gun, the sound and all that, that is not me promoting gun violence whatsoever. That ain't nothing but a symbol to the phrase of me always saying I'm giving it to you gun barrel straight. That's it. That's all it is. So, y'all know me, I'm just giving it to you gun barrel straight. I'll holler at y'all. I'm out.